What's going on, everybody? My name is Dendy16 and welcome back to the finale of Let's Play Spongebob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. In the last episode, we collected every last sock down in the Bikini Bottom area. We have everything in the game, 100%, just like I promised. We also showed off some of the best places to grind for shiny objects in Battle for Bikini Bottom, so that way you can have an easier time paying Mr. Krabs all of his spatulas. With 98 spatulas, there's only one place left to go. The kitchen, our final destination, and the source of the robot menace. We've been keeping this town waiting long enough. Let's put an end to the robot terror. Now, before we go in, I have to specify. Once you get 75 golden spatulas, you can immediately come in here and beat the game. That is definitely possible. However, minor spoilers, you get a spatula for the first part of it and the second part. There's two separate parts, so you get a spatula for both parts. That's why you wanted 98, because there's 100 in the game total. That's why I want 98 before you go in here. If you have 98 when you go in here and then you beat the final boss, then you get the 100% reward. So that's why you want to come in here with 98 if you want the 100% reward. Just playing through the game normally and you don't want to come back later and do it again. But now that I've explained all that, I'm coming for you, Plankton.
Look at that guy. That big square head and those short shorts. That's the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
Wait, that hideous thing looks like me.
I always knew Spongebob would be the death of me.
Chopping jelly beans? A robot SpongeBob.
There's definitely something funny going on here. And I don't mean you. Something else funny. Oh, Plankton! You're behind all this, aren't you?
Yes, it was me all the time. Behold, the Duplicatotron. I registered the name, so don't even think of ripping me off. With this, I can make a robot copy of anyone. I was going to make an army of loyal robots that would obey my every command.
But they're running amok.
I forgot to set the switch to obey Plankton. But now that Daddy's home, I can fix that. What's wrong now? It should be working. It is working. They're obeying me. I knew I shouldn't have made a copy of myself, but I'm just so cute. You've interfered with my plans for the last time. SpongeBob meet SpongeBob.
Hi, how do you do? Allow me to introduce my friends, Patrick, Sandy.
Enough! Prepare to meet your doom! And here we are, folks, the main event! A gauntlet of ever-increasing ferocity!
Robo Spongebob, our final foe in this game.
Has an opportunity here!
He's going to start by slicing to either direction. His hands are going to be facing straight up. The goal here is that you want to hit every single button on him. Every single green light up button you want to hit on him. Once he does that, then Robo Plankton here is going to start doing this. He's going to start shooting at you. Want to come back to him. Once he stops, use the cruise bubble. He's going to juke you out a little bit, so you got to be ready for that. You can also do this right here. There's a lot to explain.
Say hello to my little bubble friend.
Want to hit him. Once you hit him, he'll go right back. SpongeBob will get right back up. Now, alright, took damage. If you fall down here, this is all okay. If you fall down here, there's nothing under. There is a platform underneath you. There are trampolines to get back up if you need to go down here. There's also extra underwear if you need it. If you go down there, Robo Plankton will start shooting at you. So you want to get up as soon as possible so it doesn't happen. Now that we've knocked out both of those on his hands, now we can start using the cruise bubble and knocking out some of the buttons on his body. Now he's going to start karate chopping a platform straight down. They're going to start flipping. He's going to jump again. Use the cruise bubble. Let's knock out the one on his nose. It doesn't matter what order you knock these out in, just as long as you knock out all of them. That's the important part. 3 times. Just gonna jump one more time. There he goes. You can also do that if you want to, instead of waiting for the cycle on Plankton. You can also,
I guess SpongeBob won't be winning.
instead of waiting for RoboPlankton's cycle to fire the shots, you can also wait, and you can also fire your cruise bubble immediately, and you can also fire your cruise bubble immediately, and you'll take damage, but you also hit him in the process. He's gonna do one more time. Actually needed him to do that, because now I can hit this one.
Taking a beating out there.
And while we're going through this next phase, please listen to this music.
I guess SpongeBob won't be winning that way. That does it. SpongeBob is packing a bite.
Who knew the final boss of a SpongeBob video game would have such epic music? The final thing that he does is he says karate like this, and the three syllables of the words, the 3 syllables of the word will attack the platforms and hit them. This game truly paints a picture about bullying. Words can hurt more than any bullet ever could. Or any fist, I guess. And this boss fight is awesome. It is the perfect cap of everything you've done so far. It's great that the final boss of the game is Robo SpongeBob, considering the fact that you fought Robo Sandy and Robo Patrick. It's just all in all a great capsule to everything we've done in this game. It teaches you everything. You're using all of your moves. It's all in all just a fantastic, fantastic boss fight. Let's go and hit Robo Plankton. Now issue the coup de grace, he says. Let's go wait for all these to go karate. There's a trick you can do when he does this move right here with the platform spinning, where if you stand on the edge of the platform, you can actually get launched up into the air, and if you want to, you can use that to kind of then fall back down if you want to do that way. Loading screen is awkward. Did you think we were done? Oh no, we're not done yet. We are now inside Robo SpongeBob's brain, and we must somehow figure out a way to neutralize it. So, this is a very different boss fight than the first phase. The first phase was fighting Robo SpongeBob. This phase is going to be a series of various challenges that we're going to have to complete. All of them capping off by attacking Robo Plankton again. So as you can see, we have different platforming challenges we kind of have to complete and different robots to fight. Every single one of them is going to end with one of those. I'm not sure what they're called. We're just going to call them brain tubes, I guess, because it makes most sense. Every single one of them is going to end with one of those. So we just want to hit all of them. Go to knock him out. Knock him out. Nope, don't want to get hit there. You only have 6 pairs of underwear to do this. This area of the fight does not have extra underwear to give you. So you only have 6 hits. Don't want to take damage too much if you can help it. And once again, you can do that to kind of avoid Plankton's shots. Plankton's gonna juke you out every single time, so you might have to try multiple times to hit him with the cruise bubble. It might be worth it to wait a second for him to move and then fire the cruise bubble. That went through him. Alright, good job. I appreciate that. Let's try one more time. Go and dodge all those shots. Oh, I took damage right there. Okay, not great. Hit him that time. There we go. We got him that time. Let's keep on jumping. Also, there's no floor to this, so if you fall at any point, you must restart. With the epic music still backing us up, let's keep on moving. Uppercut bash to destroy that one. I love the way the look with the giant cot, with the giant gear in the middle, just... I love the way this area looks, just as a giant gear in the middle. There we go, gotta use the bubble to knock that guy out right there. You can also, if you're quick enough, you can actually shoot Plankton before he comes up. That's a little bit more difficult, but that is an option if you so want to go for that route. That is an option that you have if you're quick enough and are able to execute it. And I just want to talk about this final boss fight. This final boss fight is great. I think final boss fights should absolutely be used like a way to test everything you've learned. And this fight is the perfect example of that. You're literally using every single move. You're fighting a whole ton of robots, almost every single robot in this game. It's in an epic atmosphere with epic music. It's difficult, but not impossible. It's just the perfect accompaniment. It's just the imperfect embodiment of what a final boss fight should be. It's just, all in all, just, in my opinion, one of the best boss fights in any video game ever. And people might disagree with that if you're not really a fan of this game. Oh, crap. And people might disagree with that if you're not really a fan of this game, but honestly, if you've never played this game, then don't knock it till you try, because this boss fight truly is one of the greatest boss fights in one of my personal favorite boss fights in video game history. One of my personal favorite final bosses, I should say. Plankton's juking me out a lot more now, so I gotta keep on trying to hit him here. Wasn't quite able to get him there. Let's go to the middle of the platform. That way we are able to move. He's using Sonic Boom, I guess. There we go. Hit him that time. Keep on jumping across. Make sure you use your bubble spin, the bubble spin stall in order to effectively jump platform across these if you're having trouble. Bubble through that one, and that will get you to that one. Oh, that didn't. Oh no, I don't want to die here. Uh-oh. We're at the final area now. We see these giant holes. We have to think of something to do with them. You heard him. Launch a cruise roll down the brain hole. Destroy the tube. Before Plankton comes back, let's move on. Let's do it one more time. Wasn't able to quite get him there, so let's go ahead and keep going. There's another brain hole right in front of us we gotta shoot into. But I think we can do it. What do you guys think? When we hit about Plankton, let's launch a cruise bubble down the hole. Uh-oh. Oh no, I wasn't able to get it. I think I can... Oh, alright, he came up right in front of me there. Got lucky there. Uh-oh. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this. There we go. Hit it that time. Let's move on. We're not quite done yet. Got one more trampoline. Hit the fuse. You heard him. And in case you're curious, if you were to die, you have to start all over again. I don't know if I made that clear earlier, but that is indeed the case. So I'd really like to not die here. If I can help it. Oh man, not quite able to get him. Should be able to get him this time though. Let's keep on jumping around these shots. Luckily it's not like the Flying Dutchman's attacks where it leaves a trail that hurts you. That would be painful. I would not like that. He's really moving this time. Minor detail you can see outside of SpongeBob's eyes. I don't know if you're able to notice that or not, but just a small minute detail they did not need to include. Oops. Minor detail they did not need to include, and yet they did anyways. Uh-oh. Gotta hit him here real quick. I was not expecting this part to take this long, but it's fine. Oh, he's really juking me out on this one. Oh, how'd that not hit him? Alright. This is getting a little absurd. There we go. Now issue the coup de grace. I'm gonna say how much I love that final scene. It's so funny, and it honestly just caps off the game so well. that was SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's honestly kind of surreal that something I've been planning for basically 2 years and something that for a while was on my bucket list is now done. It's over, and I don't... It's really hard to talk through this. Welcome to the Rolling Ball Arena, or the SpongeBob Arena, excuse me. This is the SpongeBob Arena. This is where you end up after you beat the game. This is where the credits roll that you can see right now. And you can just kind of roll through and you can collect some more shiny objects if you want. So yeah, that was SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Charming, fun little time. Definitely not for everybody. I don't expect it to be, but it's a game that I'm personally really, really enjoy, and it's one of my favorite games of all time for a reason. And honestly, it was a pleasure playing it here for you guys. In case you were curious, that was our roll for 100%. Yeah, that cutscene of the casting, the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. Is it a bad cutscene? No, it's cool that it's here and it's fine and all that, but like, it doesn't really need to be there. We hear the SpongeBob theme every single time we start up the game, for heaven's sake. So, is it really necessary? No. Could they have done better? Yes. That's all I really have to say about it. And for as much difficulty as the game puts you through trying to collect all the socks and everything, it could definitely be a lot better. I think that's one of my biggest complaints about this game, is you go through all that work for 100% reward, and your reward is that. So, yeah. Real quick, I want to talk about this Let's Play a little bit. So, like I said, this is something that has been in the works for a couple of years now. And, honestly, just to see it end so quickly is kind of surreal, kind of bittersweet. Something that you work so hard on, and you want to, and you just want to get out to the world, and something like that you just work so hard on, and you just are trying to make it the best you can be, is to have it end so quickly is bittersweet, because now this part of my life that I've been dreaming of for all these years, because ever since I was old enough to really understand this game, and ever since I was old enough to understand YouTube and understand how it works, I've always said, man, I want to do a Let's Play of Battle for Bikini Bottom someday. And now that's done. It's done, it's over, and I did it. And while there is that sense of accomplishment that, like, wow, this thing that I wanted to do for so long is done, and I did it, there's also this sense of, like, where do I go from here? Because this thing that I've been wanting to do for so long is now gone. This part of my life that has been here for years is now no more, and it's really crazy to think about. In terms of this Let's Play, I'm very proud of this Let's Play. There were a lot of moments where I believe that I could have done better. I could have tested every single recording to where I wouldn't have weird camera things like in SpongeBob's Dream, where the audio would have been messed up like in Dutchman's Graveyard. I would have had to re-record the entirety of Rock Bottom. If I would have just been a little bit smarter and tested every recording, those things probably wouldn't have happened. And I think the quality would have increased. But I think in terms of just this Let's Play's quality in general, I'm very proud of this Let's Play. I think I did something that not a lot of people have done, which is what I set out to do in the beginning when I started this Let's Play. Was to do something that wasn't on YouTube very much. And now that it's done, I am proud of it. I'm very proud of what I've done. I think getting 100% in a game like this is not an easy task, and I think I did it. I think I did it well. And having the walkthrough be as precise and concise as it was, and having the infographics for all the socks, keeping the editing clean, trying to be entertaining, I think I balanced all of that well, in my personal opinion. So, honestly, I think I did a good job on this Let's Play. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Not everyone is going to think everything's great, but I think in terms of personal accomplishment, I'm very proud of this game. of this game. Yes, I'm proud of this game. I'm very proud of this Let's Play, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished here. Before we end it off here, though, I want to talk real quick about what this game means to me. So, I have... Oh, I almost have revealed something on in this video. I'm talking to this girl. And we were just talking a few minutes ago before I started this recording. And she was telling me about how she grew up watching her brother and her parents play video games. And a lot of people I know had that experience where they had family members that would play video games. I didn't. My family members never into video games. I never really had the experience of watching family members grow up playing video games, and therefore I could play them myself. So because of that, I kind of had to discover video games on my own. Mostly through friends and YouTube. YouTube was the big one. However, that doesn't mean my family never played video games. My sisters were really into video games when I was a kid. They both had Game Boy Advances that I would play, and they both had Game Boy Advances that I would play. They both got DSs before I did, and both were into games long before I was, and they were a big inspiration for why I got into games. And one of the games that we would play, or they would play, was this game, Spongebob Out of Bikini Bottom on the PlayStation 2. And I would grow up watching them, and I grew up watching SpongeBob, so there was this connection of, man, the show that I love so much is a video game, and I can play, and it feels like I'm playing an episode of the show. And I think that's originally what drew me my attention to this game, was not only watching my sisters, who I really admire and really look up to, watching them play it, but also just that connection of connecting SpongeBob to the video game was something that really attracted me as well. And I think that... So eventually when I was old enough to understand how video games work, we would start playing together. And I would start playing through it, and we would all sit down in the basement together and discuss how we would beat certain levels. The lighting the towers in Goo Lagoon was a big one. The rolling ballroom was a big one. Sand Mountain was one we always talked about. Just, stuff like that. And we would always talk about our favorite levels and how to beat certain levels. And without them and without this game, I probably wouldn't be into video games now. It's really hard for me to talk about this because I probably wouldn't be into video games now if it wasn't for them and it wasn't for this game. And because of this game, because of my love for video games, I ended up discovering YouTube and Let's Playing and Chucka Conroy and Nintendo Capri Sun, who were my first inspirations for Let's Playing. And without them, I would have never discovered Nintendo. And I would have never discovered YouTube. And without any of that, I would never be right here. So essentially, I credit this game to not only being my first real gaming memory, but also essentially getting me into video games. And both of my sisters are now older. They have careers. They don't live at home anymore. I don't see them as often. They're both going to be married very soon. One of the one's married, the one's already married. They have their own lives. And this game is still something that connects us. We were excited for the remake. We still talk about this game to this day. And I think that with life being as fleeting as it is, and everything being so uncertain, it's always nice when you have one thing in your life that's a certainty. And the one thing in my life that's a certainty is my love for not only my sisters and what they did to me, but for this game. And that's just... And all of that to say, thank you. I know a lot of people didn't watch this, and I didn't expect them to, because this is a niche game and I'm a small YouTuber, but for those of you that did watch this series, and for those of you that stuck around and are watching this here, thank you for giving me an audience to share my love for this game, and to show off my knowledge and my love for this game. Because my bucket list has one less thing on it now. And that promise I made to you, all the way back in the beginning of the series, I made it. And that's 100% Battle for Bikini Bottom. Now that I have basically bawled my eyes out, not really, but now that I've basically cried, you saw it right there, 100 spatulas. That is everything. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is done. So you might be asking what's next. Well, there's a bonus video planned that I plan on doing. God knows when that's gonna go out. But there is a bonus video I have planned for this game. And I leave for vacation in a couple days. I'm gonna be gone for about a week. And when I come back, I may or may not have another Let's Play planned. Here's a hint for my next Let's Play. It's a game that originated as a mini-game in a previous game in that franchise. Make of that with what you will. But, as much as I hate to say it, today's the last episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's been a journey, it's been a ride, and I've loved every second of it. Once again, I want to say thank you for sticking with me and watching. Well, I would say next time, but there isn't one. So, when we come back, we'll be here with a bonus video and a new Let's Play. A new adventure in a different series. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you then. Peace out.